How exciting! How exciting! I am live for our first ever Mindstyle Makeover Monday. Woo! Oh my gosh, this is so thrilling. Okay, now I know typically protocol is, well, let me waiting for someone to come into the room and so forth. At this moment, when this posts on my YouTube channel, I think it's roughly 21 subscribers. Shout out to all of the subscribers on my YouTube channel right now, currently. We wouldn't be here without each and every single one of you. So I am so glad that you're here. I am going to dive right into the introduction and then get right into our chat. This will be posted. So for those who come at a later time, you'll be able to check it out. On that note, let's begin. Mindstyle Makeover Monday, episode 1, starting officially now. My name is Tabitha Christopher of TabithaChristopher.com. I am the creator and founder of the Mindstyle Makeover Bootcamp, also known as MSM It's a character and resilience building training program for students in middle school, high school, and college, providing a roadmap to help you to thrive inside and outside the classroom. Now, what are we doing here on YouTube on Mondays at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or whatever time zone it is, wherever you're watching from in the world? What are we doing here? Well, I decided to start sharing now the valuable, life impacting principles that are embedded within MSMBC to help you on your journey to owning your story. And as you learn to own your story, you will find a surge in your self esteem, your confidence, your ability to focus, clarity of thought to make wise decisions for your life now and the future life you want to create. And also, knowing that the decisions that you make today will also impact up to 4 generations that's to come through you. Yes, your choosing to learn how to own your story is vital to the existence and lives of people you may never meet that will come through you and through others. So, welcome. If you are tuning in because you've heard about me from, I don't know, from various organizations, whether it was 1 Million Cups, you saw me do a presentation there. Maybe you have met me in person speaking at your school or a youth conference, a youth summit, church, community. Wherever it is, you've probably been hearing me talk about the Mindstyle Makeover for quite some time. Well, I want to share more about what the Mindstyle Makeover is, how it works to help you to learn how to re-author the story that has been owning you and keeping you stuck and creating a cycle of toxic thinking. And it's leading to making some unhealthy choices and creating a life that you really don't want to be experiencing right now. We're going to be getting into all of that on this chat every Monday right here on YouTube live. And it'll be about 15-minute chat. And then I will pause and give you an opportunity to ask me whatever questions you have. And if I know the answer to the question, I'll give the answer. If I don't, I'll let you know I don't. But then I'll go do some research. However, I would encourage you to not let me saying I don't know the answer to it stop you from doing research on your own, coming back here and sharing what you found. All right? So tonight, it's more of like a welcome and me giving an opportunity just to share my story with you. And I look forward to hearing more and learning more about your story as well. All right? So I was trying to figure out like which part of the story should I start with in telling you. And I have a couple of different stories of which I, have written one that tells more in detail and one that just gives an overview. And I think I'm going to start off with just the light overview. And then as we get to know each other, I'll go a little bit deeper into the story. And if after what I shared in this short version intrigues you and you're like, I don't want to wait, I want to find out more about this story, then I did write the first volume of my book series, Secrets to Book of Destiny, Volume 1, which is out on Amazon, and you can dive into the story there if you don't want to wait. On that note, here's a short version of my story. So, I am a former actress who hid behind the telling of other people's stories to avoid the pains of my painful and abusive childhood. And as an award winning athlete, was not, as an award winning trainer and a talented athlete, I used exercise as my drug of choice to suppress my anger and anxiety. Well, in doing this over time, that led to toxic stress buildup within my systems. And it wasn't long before my health took a turn for the worse. At 21, I came breaths away from having a heart attack. And what the doctor asked me that day and the statements that he made put me on this journey of wanting to learn more about how one's thoughts directly impacts one physical health. Because for a long time I thought that if, when I'm not when I'm feeling upset, when I'm feeling afraid, or when I'm feeling unsure, or when I'm feeling like, overwhelmed, or I'm feeling angry, whatever the emotion is that's negative, all I have to do is just train. I'm going to exercise it out, right? And exercise is a really is it's one of the healthiest choices to choose for one's life and health versus, you know, using, abusing alcohol or any other type of drug to try to suppress and numb yourself out. So I chose exercise so that way I could stay, you know, in touch with my emotions, but not allow them to have control over me. And especially, I never wanted any substance or any person to have control over my decision making abilities. So, anyways, what that doctor asked me that day, he told me good news. All of my other vital organs were in excellent condition, but my heart was swollen beyond the size that it should be, and that he was going to ask me an unorthodox question, and for me to not get upset. He said, "Are you upset with anyone by chance?" Well, that question made me upset because that was prodding into my personal business. And I was a very private person. I'm still very private. Very I take deep thought about what I'm going to share, when I'm going to share it, and with whom I'm going to share it with. I've always been that way, and so when he asked me that question, I was shocked and I was upset. But I lied and I said, "No, I'm not upset with anyone. I love everybody. I get along with everyone." That day, I was when I was about to leave the doctor's office. He then said to me, "Hey, Tabitha, whoever it is, let them go. It's not worth your life." And so, as I mentioned, that made me want to research, to learn more about the power of one's thoughts and how your thinking, the quality of your thinking, can show up in your physical health. Well, after some years of refusing to own my story and letting my past pains own me, I reached a crossroad where I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And after implementing key life principles that I teach within MSMBC, my Mind Style Makeover Bootcamp curriculum. It wasn't long before I went from disempowered to empowered, from unhealthy to healthy, and from faking it to fulfilled and free. And I'm here to let you know that the same is possible for you. Now, you may be wondering, well, what qualifies me to teach on this topic of the Mind Style Makeover? My professional background is I'm an award winning double national certified personal trainer. I've been certified by the American Council on Exercise, which simply means that I'm able to develop training programs to help clients get their health back on track. And as of to date, I've helped 300 minimum clients get their health back on track. And I've with people who've had all different types of health stories, those that came with me that were struggling with, they were pre-diabetic, those that were on medication for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, others that were struggling with suicidal thoughts, depression. I, I've had I have had those that came to me because they were injured from accidents. I had all different types of scenarios of clients and their health story. And in working with each one to customize, to meet them right where they were, to help them to rebuild bit by bit so that they could own their story, so they could own their body and power up their health. But on this channel, I'm going to be talking with you, focusing solely on the mind style, which is the quality of your thoughts. Because how I got here, again, is my own personal story that brought me here. While observing all of the clients that I've had the opportunity to help through all of these years, what I've learned is that my clients that were the most successful in their training programs was because they were willing to tackle what most people avoid, which is their mind style, what no one else can see. No one else can see your thoughts. No one else can see what you're thinking right at this moment. No one else could ever know what you're thinking unless you express it, whether through verbal sound of words, whether you show it on your face, whether you just, communicate it through body language. And the most sure way for anyone to know what types of thoughts you're thinking is through your lifestyle choices. What you're thinking about yourself. It's how you treat yourself and then how you treat others. Trailblazer, I want to encourage you as we meet for Mind Style Makeover Mondays to give yourself grace. We're gonna touch on some topics that may trigger you. And when you get triggered, I'm going to encourage you to lean in. And if you have to take a break, take a break. If you need to hop off the live conversation for that moment, do so and then come back and revisit it at a later time. But I want to encourage you that if you're watching this video, if you're joining me live on any one of our Mind Style Makeover Mondays, it's not coincidence. You were intended to meet us. You and I were intended to meet because you've been ready. You've been ready to say yes to getting unstuck from toxic thoughts, unhealthy choices that have been affecting your life quality. You have been ready to say yes to owning your story and not allowing for someone else's story, your past, or fears of the future to own you. So I would like to tonight, just want to check our time really quick. Okay, good. So we're coming up on on the 15-minute mark. I'm actually going to stop here for right now. Um, Next week, when we come back together, I'm going to be diving right into talking about life storms and the reality that life is not perfect and things will never always be just right. I'm going to say it again. Life is not going to be a smooth sailing journey, and things will never always be just right. You and I and everyone in this earth are going to face life storms, challenges, trials, tribulations that are going to test you, that are going to push you, that are going to make you feel at times that you want to just throw in the towel and give up on life. And I'm here to let you know you have the power to choose, to allow for those storms, for those trials, for those tribulations, for those challenges to work in your favor, or you can let them own you and steal the favor that you have. And that favor that you have resides in the power of owning your story. We're going to unpack that over these next few weeks as we meet together for these 15-minute chats here on Mindstyle Makeover Monday. My name is Tabitha Christopher of TabithaChristopher.com, and I am looking forward to going on this journey with you as together we learn to own the story and not allow for the story to own us. If this is something that interests you and you want to learn more about, then make sure you hit subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you are able to join me live so we can have this chat together. God bless, and I'll chat with you next week.